21 of the Zines and Wardrobe Crochet Podcast. Hello, how are you? You alright? I am Rosina. I am a crochet designer coming to you from the southwest of the UK. That seems to be my standard blurb these days. It's short and sweet. Excuse me while I reach for my tea. Hope you're doing okay. I'm alright. Got a bit of fluff on my face already and I haven't even got my wool out yet. What have I been working on? I have 2 finished objects to show you. One not even started and a couple of other bits and bobs that I can chat about. Not sure if I can show them off though. I haven't checked the rules, so I don't know if I'm allowed to show you what I've been working on for the last sort of 36 hours or so. I haven't been up straight crocheting for 36 hours. I just started probably about 36 hours ago. Who cares how long? Yeah. I don't really know where to start. I'm feeling a bit sorry for myself. Not only am I emotional, I think it's fair to say. Thank you, darling. Oh, you can't get out, can you? Flip. I wasn't sure if I should disturb her or not, but you alright, Bubba? Hello. Do you want to come here? Or are you just asking to get out? I'm sure you knew already, but that was the cat. She wanted to be let out, so I've opened the door for her. And now she's just rolling around on the floor down there. Now I've actually made the effort to stand up and open the door. She decided not to leave after all, so she's just underneath the tripod, which means she might knock it around a bit. I was hoping she'd come up and say hello, but I don't think she's going to. But she was asleep on my big giant red shawl, which is a massive hit in this house. I still haven't got an official name, but on Instagram yesterday, day before, I asked on stories and so many people, 5, went, well, it's obvious, and then 2, maybe 3 others went, well, it's obvious, but about completely different things. I had 5 suggestions for Little Red Riding Hood, and 3 I think. Are you stuck, darling? You alright? Oh, careful, hang on. Let me get it for you, you silly girl. I had 5 for Little Red Riding Hood and 3 for all things to do with Stevie Nicks or Fleetwood Mac. So I don't know what to do. Whether I go the Little Red Riding Hood route or Stevie Nicks. Because I could call it the Stevie Shawl. Which I think is wonderful. But I was never like I'm not a massive fan of Fleetwood Mac or Stevie Nicks. Love both. Don't get me wrong. I love listening to Fleetwood Mac actually. And the same goes for Stevie Nicks, but I'm not au fait with their back catalogue really. I only know the well-known ones. I reckon I should change that because I reckon that I would really like it. So tomorrow on my way to work I might listen to some more of the stuff that I don't know, because to be honest with you, I mean, if somebody were to ask you about Fleetwood Mac or whatever, wouldn't you go with just sort of shout out Rumours? You know that album. That's pretty much at the minute the only album I know. So I could call my shawl Rumours. I could call it, what's that one, that really well known song from Rumours? I might call it that. What is it called? I do know it. When I read Go Your Own Way. Go Your Own Way for a shawl? Or that's because of its like, you know, retro nature. It's massive, it's floaty, it's proper vintage style. It's inspired by shawls of 70s. technically early 80s too. No, I won't go that far. Don't know what I'm talking about. I'm too young to know. I didn't experience the 70s. Only 6 months of it, and well, I was a baby. And then the other one is Little Red Riding Hood, which is awesome, and I have actually done some photography this morning, which all going well. I haven't looked at the photographs yet, but all going well. They will like be something I share. But Little Red Riding Hood, however, I am against naming shawls after colours, because, as I've said before, just because you make it in one colour doesn't mean to say that somebody else isn't going to come along and make it in a completely different shade. So why would I call it by red just because this is red? Although I love the idea of it, and actually I do have another design in my head and sketched out and swatched for a design that's linked to Little Red Riding Hood. So technically, arguably, I mean, or both, I could have like a new collection of fairy tale designs, which just the idea of it excites me. So I might toy with that. And I could just call it the Riding Hood shawl, but everybody knows it's Little Red. There's nothing little about this shawl. Da, 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 da. What's that? Random singing. So I'm not going to block it. And what annoys me is that you can't see the detail of that central line very well. And it does look a bit... I think because this is so big that any of the details I've added are lost completely. So we're just going to have to enjoy it as just a giant shawl. In the future, I've got caught it. In the future, I would like to make a more sensible size version with less floof, and I think that you'd probably notice the differences in the details then. Don't actually know if I've got any suitable yarn in stash to make a second one. I'm just going to have to buy some more wool. But I was thinking like maybe a 200-gram version of maybe in 4-ply, possibly maybe 300 grams of DK. That might be it. I think more people like working with DK than they do 4-ply. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure a minute ago I was talking about why I was grumpy. Did I? No. I said I was not in the... Did I even follow that path, or did I get distracted by the cat? Well, I've got distracted by the cat. Crochet always makes me happy though. So I have blown out, but look at the shawl. Don't look at my face. I've messed up the fringing completely. I've done the knot I used just comes undone like that, see? So it's all come undone. These were all double knots. They're all supposed to look... Oh my god, it's butchered. Absolutely butchered. And that's because my little one has adopted it, and for the last 3 nights has carted it around the house, taken it to bed with him, and all sorts. So all the double knots have come undone, and you're just left with 1 knot. It's supposed to also be knotted, so it's supposed to look like, I don't know if you can see this. Excuse me. Oh. It has all come undone. You can see that there are knots. There's a knot here, and the tassel from over here, the fringe bit, has just slipped out of it. It was supposed to be. Huge mistake. Huge cock up. So all of those tassels are going to have to be removed. I think probably they're too short and not fat enough either. I need a long, plump lot of fringing for it to make an impact. And I eyeballed it. I couldn't be too lazy to keep winding the yarn to make the tassels, and so it was very much a case of, oh, that'll do. And now I'm paying for it because I should have invested more time and effort, because now I've got to redo the whole thing. But if it's just for my kid and he loves it anyway, do I need to bother? The only time I would need to bother is for photography purposes. Now, I've already taken photographs of it, with the assumption being that you can't really tell, and you'll be looking for it now, obviously. But if somebody's just glancing at the photograph, then hopefully they won't go, oh, look at that hideous fringing. And the other day I posted a picture of a jumper on Instagram, and I'd photoshopped it and not noticed that it was completely obviously messed up. It wasn't like I was manipulating anything other than shadows, I promise. Because I'm not, my skills aren't there. I think even if I was a Photoshop whiz, I don't think I'd shop myself. I don't believe in that, because I see the differences in some of the ones that are done for magazines and stuff, and I see no good that comes out of that. So I wouldn't, even if I had the skills, I don't think I'd ever Photoshop myself. Maybe if I had like a massive zit or something, because I wouldn't like to have that live on forever in a photo. But all my other bits are mine, so no, I'd like to think that I wouldn't do that. Anyway, it's done, apart from that dog's dinner of an edge. But mind you, maybe it just adds to the sort of the story of the shawl. Can I get away with that? Not sure. It is one of those things that has, I mean, this is not a major thing. It's not one of the things that's got me down in the dumps recently, but it's just another thing that is just added onto the longest. But look at it all. He wants a blanket because this is a shawl. It's a massive triangle. He's like, can you make me a blanket in lime green, please? He loves this wool so much. And it goes down to my ankles. So even if I do this, there's not much point because you can't see. So I just need to write it up. I do a little chart. By all means, like, you can make it whatever size you want, but this is 6 balls. I didn't use 7. 7 would have been too many, but I'm going to have to open that 7th ball, and I might well use the entire thing to make the fringing, if I can be bothered. But also, I would like to do a tutorial for the fringing once I've actually got it right. I'm kind of glad I didn't film it when I was doing that, because I've never done fringing before, so I followed a tutorial on YouTube, but obviously that's shockingly bad. I mean, it was slightly different, which is why I was going to do my own, but now it will be completely different. Because what I could have done probably is just linked to the one I found. But if it all comes undone, then I don't want you to follow that one, and for you to have the same experience, do I? So I'm going to have to come up with my own knots that are more secure and don't all come undone. Or it might well be that the knot would be perfectly ordinary and lovely and secure on any other yarn, but this stuff, being super soft, is very slippery. It's King Cole Embrace. I keep hearing a blink. Oh, it's the tablet right there. I will write it up, I think, and it will become a pattern so that you can make it too. I'll do a little chart, and then if I can invent a new day, then I will work on a second, more sensible, practical version. We shall see. Nothing's released at the minute. I've got it's like I've bottlenecked at the minute with stuff. So I have, which might mean, by the way, that I don't podcast in 2 weeks' time. I want to get stuff done, and the podcast means that I lose a day, a whole day, true. So I might well not do that, and I've been toying with the idea of going to once a month anyway, because of Patreon and getting extra content out. That eats into time, and because I work 3 days a week, and then there's the kids and all the designing I want to do. And also I have to say that I'm a bit worried that I just sound the same all the time and I talk about the same stuff. I mean, yes, I know this is a crochet podcast, and therefore I am going to talk about crochet a lot, but I feel like every video is the same format, and every video I'm sort of going, look at these things I'm making. And are they different enough and new and interesting? Am I changing and moving forward? I need to sort of perhaps have a think and reevaluate the direction that I'm going in, because I can't keep doing this for ages. If I'm boring myself, then I'm boring my audience too. I'm boring you, and I don't want that to happen. And already recently I've lost quite a few viewers, and I think it's probably because I've pissed them off with my gob. But it kind of does sort of make you question things and make you go, okay, maybe I'm not doing things in the right way. So I need to sort of take a step back and learn from what I've done so far and how I've done it, and then work out a different way going forward. I'm not very good at change though. So this might all be just words, and I'm having a little bit of a downer about it all. Let's talk about crochet again, because I don't really know where I'm going with that, other than to say, if I don't turn up for a while, you know it's because I'm thinking about things. I'm trying to work out stuff, and also just spend more time making. I think recently I've been so busy that I'm not enjoying the making process again. I feel like I've been here before. I tell you what is nice to try and get your crochet back sometimes is a nice mindful project. Ow! I just bent my nail back. And something just where you don't have to think and you can just do. And one makes a scarf. I think this is going to be one that I actually wear. That's happening more and more recently. I've noticed that I'm making stuff that I want to wear rather than I'm making stuff just to experiment and play with. I wonder if that means I'm getting better. I'm not sure. Other than that, I really like this. It's come out so nice. And I'm not going to add tassels to it. I thought I might. Probably don't have enough left with any of these colours anyway to make tassels, but it's come out so beautifully and I'm really pleased actually. So this is a King Cole super chunky scarf, and I've used two different yarns. I've used Timeless, I think this is called. This block colour one, and then there's this one which is called Explorer. They're both super chunky, but this one is ever so slightly less. This one feels denser than this one, that's what I'll say. But I don't think you'd notice in the grand scheme of things when wearing this scarf. I think the mustard and that pink are my faves. You'll be pleased to know that I have filmed a rudimentary tutorial for it, but I just haven't edited it and put it together, so I might save that for next weekend. And then that will be a tutorial and free pattern that I'll add to my blog at some point. It's dead easy, dead quick, but really satisfying to do. And also perfect timing because we're coming into September now. It is 24 degrees outside, so it is super hot today, which is bizarre. It's come from nowhere. Yesterday was really hot. Got a sunburn on Sunday because I was not expecting such warm temperatures in September. And so all these, everybody's getting inspired for autumn makes, and yet the sun is shining and it's really hot. So I've taken photographs of that this morning. I've taken photographs of the red shawl this morning. So hopefully when I do the show notes for this, I will share photographs that you can have a look. But I will tell you more about them when I release the patterns and stuff. I don't know if you are on Instagram. I wonder what the ratio is of YouTube people that watch and don't have an Instagram account and those that do. Because if I say, oh yeah, don't worry, I'll let you know on Instagram, you might not have Insta. So keep your eye peeled in all the usual spots and then hopefully you'll see it. If not, I'm sure I'll tell you about it next time I see you anyway. So I'm working on, those are my two finished objects. I'm working on another one, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to show you. So I'll err on the side of caution and not. In actual fact, I was hoping to finish them today so I could take photographs, but I haven't. And I want to make 2 samples. And I've not finished yet. But I'm using some scrumptious yarn. It's so good. I'm using this stuff, and it is Yarnadelic by John Arbon Textiles. I've used it before. In actual fact, I might go and get the things I've made, the other thing I've made, so I can show you. Yarnadelic. It is 100% Falklands Corriedale. It says it's a sport weight or a heavy 4-ply. I would say it was more of a heavy 4-ply than a sport weight. I would argue that this was not a sport weight. I would say that it was a 4-ply. But whatever it is, it's lovely. And I want to make lots of things with this. But these are all 20, that's the other thing I like about these. 25 gram minis, not 20, so you can do loads more. And these are stripes in a project that has this as its main colour. They're slightly, I don't know what they, I want to say they're marled yarns, but I don't know if that's the technical term for them, when they have like lots of other little colours in them. So it's not solid, it has lots of, it's almost like the world's faintest rainbow in that one. In fact, I might, oh no, I was going to say I was playing with the idea of calling them, because of that rainbow effect, I was playing with the idea of using a word that meant rainbow in this project, but I changed my mind. I'm not going to show you what I've been making in this bag. However, because I haven't got much else on, I am going to show you a couple of things that are like the previews, but by the time you watch this, they probably won't be considered previews anymore. Hang on. I just popped downstairs to my sample cupboard. I've got a couple of things to show you that I'm going to show you now. It's Tuesday today, and on Thursday issue 128 of Inside Crochet magazine is released, and I think I've got 2 designs in it. I hope so, because I'm going to show you them both now. I'm pretty sure they both made it because I had to go over the tech edits and sort of double check that everything was right. And I've seen the art layout and stuff like that, and I'm well pleased. So I was talking to you about Yarnadelic, and I know how marvellous it is to use because I've made this project. Do you know, I can't even remember if this is 2 or 3 skeins. I just cannot remember. I've called it Ruffled Feathers because of this ruffly edged shape, shawl edging, and also because the sort of the crescentness of it reminded me sort of like a feather. It's tenuous. And this is made out of Pink Moon, the pinky colourway of Yarnadelic, which kind of like it's not traditional pink, it's kind of like a clay pink. But this is in issue 128 of Inside Crochet Mag. I wanted this ruffled border to be slightly deeper, but I ran out of yarn, and I was just like, no, that'll do, it's fine. I didn't know if you want it to be like completely crazy and out there by having it to be massive or not. But it's quite a shallow crescent shawl. Do you like it? I do, I like it. It looks nice, this bit on screen, which is why it would be nice if it was maybe twice the depth. What do you reckon? Or would that be too much? Would that be too much? I don't know. So this is one design. Got a lovely drape as well, and it's very warm. It's proper wool, so wool equals warm. And then I have another project as well. I'm just going to, I was hoping that the magazine would arrive this morning because I've heard them say, they said on social media that they'd posted copies early, but it's not here today, so maybe it'll be here tomorrow. And I wish I could be able to show you the issue, but alas, I won't be able to for a while. And then I've got some wrist warmers as well. And these are called the ticking mitts because they have been inspired by the cotton fabric that is ticking. And these are made with blacker yarns. I think it might be Falkland Merino 4-ply, but I can't remember. And I haven't got the ball band here. So I'm just looking at the screen so I can look at them. They come in lots of different sizes as well, because not everybody has the same size wrist. Me, I have the wrist size of twigs, and so I've made I think these are small, but I did do some grading, rudimentary grading. I've never, this is what puts me off garment making because I'm useless at, no, I have not learnt grading. So, but this was my first attempt because I wanted it to be available in lots of different sizes. Not only so that like somebody with your average size wrist can make themselves a mitt, but somebody with smaller wrists than mine can make them, or somebody with much bigger wrists than mine can make them as well. And also, I like to think that they're unisex too, and there'll be some people out there, lots of big burly men probably, that have massive chunky wrists. They will want a pair of ticking mitts too. So there's these. I find with crochet mitts that they are a bit of a wriggle to get on. You do have to sort of wriggle them on quite a bit. I mean, I'm being over dramatic here, but that is the wrist the wrist wrangling dance you have to do to get on a crochet mitt, I have found. Not only with these, but with, like, this is my 4th design. Not that you've seen 4 releases, but it is my 4th wrist warmer design that's in crochet. And I don't think it's me and my designs, because they're all different, and yet I have to do that wrist wrangle with all of them. So, and then once they're on, they're a beautiful fit. Because if you were to make the wrist bit to be wide, so you didn't have to do the dance, then it's going to be flapping about all over the place, isn't it? So you have to account for that. And there isn't that elasticity in crochet as much as there perhaps is in knitting. So this rib hasn't got that elasticity that a knitted rib is going to have. So if you were multi-skilled, then you could perhaps knit the rib and then do the crochet. I don't know. But I have used that foundation treble with these, so they aren't completely rigid. There is a bit more stretch than there would otherwise be if you just did a chain and then worked into the chain. These I've started to do, I don't know if it's called a foundation treble or a foundationless treble. I'm not sure which one is the agreed term. But both of those designs are in issue 128, as I've said, and I'm dead happy with both of them. I'm really pleased with how my crochet is going, and my designs are getting a bit more fancy. I think so. And maybe I need to concentrate on getting better yet, even betterer than I am right now. I want to move forward. I want to get better. I am ambitious. Unless that makes me sound like a knob, in which case I just love all crochet. Which leads me on to my I think now I've gotten lots of different things out the window and take stuff off my list of things to do. So, well, no, I haven't, not really. I mean, I may have finished a couple of things, but I haven't written them up and released them. But at least they're finished, which means I'm letting myself move on to this, which will be a Harry Styles inspired cardigan. Only mine will be different, just because I like to be awkward. I think they might use like the J.W. Anderson cardigan, which is a knitted pattern, is available for free online. I'm going to crochet mine. I've seen lots of people crochet theirs too, but I'm using Aran weight from just a stash dive basically, and whatever I've got left over, and from my Aran weight stash. So it'll be that colourful, so similar but not the same. And I'm a bit worried because I don't know if I've got enough, but I'm going to go for it and see. And then I have substitutes. So my main green is this, which I think is called Leader of the Pack. It's a Hobbycraft alpaca acrylic blend, I think. But then I found this acrylic, and look, they don't match at all, but I'll bung them both in and I'm sure it'll be fine. I think I've got everything here. Yeah, I've got a couple of different greys, but again, it'll be fine. It'll sort of add to that eclectic mix and make it look quite cool. Yeah. I'm also going to make mine in all one piece. I've worked out my measurements, I've worked out how big each square should be, how many stitches, how many rows. But rather than making each square individual, I'm going to do it all in one piece, so wish me luck, because I think I'm going to need it. I'll do the ribbing separately and add that on a la Revival, because that was a really nice technique that Heather used rather than going down a hook or two to do the ribbing, if you make it smaller to begin with and you can bring your waist in, to me that makes more sense. And it works with Revival, so I don't see why it can't work with this. Speaking of Revival, I have picked a winner. Because last episode I did a giveaway. Heather said I could give away a pattern of Revival. And so in the YouTube comments I just randomly stuck a pin in one of the names, and that name is Maggie Rambus. I've left you a comment on your comment from episode 80 for you to get in touch with me. If I don't hear from you in the next couple of weeks, I will pull again and pick another winner. But hopefully you'll get in touch in a few days. I've dropped a ball. I have dropped a ball. So to summarise, I have to, in the next couple of weeks, and this is why I'm going to skip an episode, okay, is that I want to do this red shawl. I want to release the chunky scarf as a tutorial and a pattern for free. I need to release the cowl that I have spoken about a couple of times now, and that has been tested and it's being tech edited at the moment, but I think that cowl should be good to go maybe by the weekend actually, so keep your eyes peeled for that. It's going to be called Brighter Future. Thanks Amanda. I asked the guys over on Patreon if they wanted to name it, and I had some really good suggestions, and I've chosen Brighter Future because initially it was called 2020 Vision, which I scrapped because 2020 sucks. So Brighter Future it is. So I want to do that. What else is there? Oh, this project needs sorting out as well. And then I think I'm getting somewhere. I think I can start putting ticks in boxes to say boom, 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 done, done, done. And I can move on to my next stage. And my next, well, so I keep rubbing my face. It's because I've got a fibre somewhere stuck and I can't identify where that fibre is. It might be in an eyeball or up my nose. I can't tell. It'll allow me to enjoy more crochet for crochet's sake. And I was going to hold you accountable. We did sort of say place your bets on whether or not I would do this. And I am working towards ticking off loads of stuff off my list, which is somewhat of a miracle, and I'm surprised it's lasted this long. But if I can scratch through those to say they have been done, it'll be a huge weight and I can move forward, which is what I want to do. And then hopefully I can reevaluate and be a bit less uncertain. Yeah, that doesn't sound too wishy-washy. No, not wishy-washy. It doesn't sound too evasive, does it? I mean, I'm not alluding to anything here. I don't mean it like that. I just sort of, I think probably I lost direction for a bit, and now I want to regain that direction. That's pretty much the crux of it. There's nothing to worry about. So yeah. I hope you're okay. I think that's everything. I will see you again next time. Cheerio! Oh, don't forget to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because of course I'm not going anywhere. It's just taking a break, and there'll be the tutorials in the interim. And then you can buy me a coffee if you like. I'll leave the links to Ko-fi, leave the link to Patreon if you want to check that out. Don't forget my free patterns page on the blog. and all that jazz. Right, I'll shut up now, stop talking. There's no life updates, I don't think, because there's not. The most exciting thing, I'm waiting for my MOT. I'm waiting for my MOT. That's it. Bye.